Live with newsrooms in Midland and Odessa, this is CBS 7 News at 10.
We're starting off here tonight at 10 o'clock with breaking news out of the Tall City, where crews are battling an apartment fire earlier today. Good evening, I'm Matthew Alvarez.
And I'm Haley Harrison. According to the Midland Fire Department, it happened at the Andrews Square East apartment homes on the 1900 block of Midland Drive. Now many are left tonight without a home, just weeks before the Christmas holidays.
We're joined now live from the scene by CBS 7's Samantha Medney. That is, she's been there live all evening. Samantha, how bad is the damage there right now?
12 Midland Fire Department crews responded here to Andrews Square East Apartments just after 5:15 this afternoon. That's when the apartment right behind me, Building 10, was engulfed in flames. Now, the majority of firefighters stayed here at the scene for over 3 hours. I spoke with Fire Marshal James Howard, who tells me residents from 16 apartments won't be allowed to stay in overnight as crews assess the building's structure. Howard said the apartment complex and the Salvation Army are making sure the residents have a place to stay.
The crews did a really good job getting a knockdown in the attic. Most of the structural damage is on the east end, so there's 16 units involved in the fire, most of which only received very minor smoke damage. It looks like the 4 units on the end of the building on the east end are the ones that are going to be a loss.
Howard said there were no injuries in the apartment fire and the cause is still unknown. Investigators will return here tomorrow to see if the structure will hold up for the majority of the residents to return back home. Matthew, Haley, back to you.
Samantha, thank you very much. Now for some news that happened overnight. There was a major crash near the intersection of FM 1936 and University in West Odessa. DPS was called to the scene just before midnight. Here's some pictures sent in by a viewer that show there were multiple vehicles involved in this crash. Officials say that DPS is investigating this. Details still limited right now. No word on the cause or if there were any injuries in this crash. Of course, we'll bring you updates online at cbs7.com.
Let's turn now to weather. After a snowy white day yesterday across West Texas and southeast New Mexico, today was just as cold and cloudy.
It really was. Meteorologist Joseph Neubauer is here with us for your first forecast. Joseph, the past few days were really busy for you and the weather team, but it looks like y'all can take a breather for now.
Yeah, we can. It's still going to be very cold, though. Of course, yesterday we did have a little bit of freezing fog that moved into the area. It was patchy here in the Permian Basin, but more so towards southeast New Mexico. And once again, they might be seeing a little bit of patchy freezing fog off towards our west. As we take a look at those low temperatures when you woke up for your Sunday morning, look at up in Lubbock, 11 degrees, and your wind chill values were in the single digits there in the Lubbock area, up on the Cap Rock. Here in the Permian Basin, our low temps got down into the upper 20s. Look for the mid-20s as you work overnight for tonight. 23 now in Lubbock, very cold off towards the Panhandle, 34 in Midland, so racing towards that freezing mark once again. 35 degrees in Pecos and in Carlsbad, and 33 in Roswell. Wind chill values feeling like below freezing. Some northeasterly winds beginning to work in now, feeling like 15 off towards the Lubbock area. And visibility, that freezing fog, again going to be possible between Artesia down into Eddy County and Lee County, with visibilities already beginning to drop, especially west along Interstate 20 as well as we go later on tonight. So for your Sunday into Monday forecast, a good 5 to 6 hour freeze going to be possible, even a hard freeze here for the Permian Basin. Wind chill values going to be in the low 20s of a low temperature, around 26 to 25 degrees. Matthew, Haley.
Joseph, thank you very much. But snow started falling on Friday night. It was a completely different story compared to today, where it was nice and clear. In Hobbs, it continued through Saturday morning, but that didn't stop workers from getting their jobs done. The overnight snowfall left the slick roadways, but the snow didn't start sticking closer to about 8 in the morning. As the snow started picking up, so did traffic. Truck drivers like Andrew Lane say he's experienced in driving in these kind of weather conditions and always leaves extra time to get to where he needs.
Doing a proper pre-trip like I would do any other morning, looking over the vehicle, looking over the truck, and just being mindful of traffic, and just giving other motorists extra space and myself extra space. But as far as the safety aspect of it is, I'm perfectly comfortable doing it. You just have to have a healthy respect for, Mother Nature.
Christmas also came early for Seminole residents as well. Families got to enjoy a snow day in the park after snow showers powdered the city. A walk in the park in Seminole Saturday looked like a winter wonderland as snow sprinkled the city all morning, and residents were loving it. The Lapson family took to the slopes to take advantage of the rare winter conditions and test out their sledding skills. The family says they always look forward to beautiful snow days like this and try to make the most of them every time.
It's just something that we can do like for free.
And to get out and not stay inside the whole day.
and enjoy nature. This is so beautiful. I don't know why more people is not here.
Barely ever have snow on Christmases, so when it does snow, we go like crazy.
No more snow has been forecasted for the rest of the week in Seminole or West Texas. And due to the weather, the city of Midland has postponed their annual Christmas parade that was scheduled for last night. The city announced Friday that they are moving the parade to next Saturday, December 15th. Everything else remains the same. The festivities will kick off at 6:30 p.m. at Ventura Avenue and will continue along A Street until Illinois Avenue.
And of course, be sure to download the CBS 7 News and Weather Radar app. Both are free to download in the Apple App Store or Google Play. Our weather coverage is also online at cbs7.com.
Tracking crime now, a man was sentenced to 30 years in prison and 5 years of supervised release after pleading guilty to enticing a minor, child pornography, and intent to distribute cocaine. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, 44-year-old Jose Alzano Zubia was arrested back on May 1st after he went to a location to have sex with a 14-year-old and her 12-year-old friend he met online. He also had cocaine, which he said he intended to give to the minors. Zubia admitted that he had sent child pornography to the 14-year-old.
And in Ector County in Odessa, a man has been sentenced to spend the next 50 years in jail for the sexual assault of a child. Abel Armendariz was found guilty on Thursday by a jury. That's according to the Ector County DA's office. Armendariz was arrested in 2010 after he was accused of taking an underage neighbor into his apartment and having sex with her. Continuing to track crime, Midland police on the hunt for 3 men they say were behind an armed robbery on Tuesday night of last week. Here's a look at video from Midland police. It happened just before 8 o'clock at Aaron's Liquor Store on Lamesa. That's when police say 2 men, one black and another white or Hispanic, went into the store and held them up at gunpoint. The black man was wearing all black clothing and the white or Hispanic man was wearing a heavier blue or black jacket. The two took off in a newer model gray or silver Chevy HHR with a third person inside. The trio are considered to be armed and dangerous. If you know who these people are, call Midland Crime Stoppers at 694-TIPS.
Moving to oil and gas news now, a new study finds that gas flaring in the Permian Basin reached an all-time high this year. The research company Rystad Energy estimates it's nearly doubled since 2017. The Dean of Engineering at UTPB says right now it's not air pollution we should be concerned about, but rather wasting gas resources and losing an economic opportunity.
While the oil and gas, while we are in the boom, we should equally be thinking of the possibility of recovering these gases and storing them and using it for potential good uses.
Nana says we could use the flare gas, turn it into electricity, and use that electricity for domestic use and to treat produced field water. And a local family is holding a toy drive to help others and honor their son who was killed in a street racing accident. The organization Take It to the Track for Zach is having its 2nd annual toy drive. This year, Zach Landry's parents have teamed up with Complex Community Federal Credit Union and Cashaway Lumber to take donations. All toys will be given to Safe Place of the Permian Basin, which helps and shelters victims of domestic violence.
We just wanted to do something that we felt like would honor Zach and be something that he would be interested in if he could be a part of it.
Next Saturday, December 15th, if you'd like to donate, you can take toys to drop-off locations at Cashaway Lumber on West County Road and Complex Community Federal Credit Union offices in both Odessa and Midland. Still ahead here on CBS 7 News at 10 weekend, some Democratic Congress members are saying President Trump could face jail time. We'll tell you why next.
Plus, web companies are urging shoppers to be extra careful when checking things off your holiday gift list this season. We have tips for you after the break.
And the Dallas Cowboys had a big game against the Philadelphia Eagles today. Marshall Cramsey will join us later in sports to tell us how it all turned out for America's team. This is CBS 7 News at 10 Weekend. New at 10, while you finish up your shopping this month, it's important to protect your digital footprint.
Jill Schlesinger will give you some tips on how to avoid being a victim of identity theft this holiday season.
Marriott, Equifax, Yahoo, all of these data breaches, they should put holiday shoppers on notice. It's more important than ever to protect yourself digitally and also while in brick and mortar stores. Identity theft experts recommend that you only conduct business with websites that have a padlock symbol or an address that starts with HTTPS. The S stands for secure. Confine shopping to those sites that take safe payment methods, such as credit cards and PayPal. They will give you extra buyer protection just in case there's a dispute. With a mobile device, use direct web access through a 4G connection. It's safer than an unsecured public wireless network. When registering with a website, don't forget, set a strong password, one that is at least 10 characters long, has a combination of letters, numbers, symbols, and uppercase characters. You can also use one of the many password management apps, but don't use the same password, however strong, on multiple accounts. A data breach at one company could give criminals access to your other shared password accounts. When shopping in a physical store, credit cards are the best option because issuers provide protection against stolen, damaged, or lost items, and your liability is minimized in the case of theft. Compare that with a debit card where a thief could drain your bank account before you notice. And if you think that your information has been compromised or that you've been a victim of identity theft, go to ftccomplaintassistant.gov. In New York, I'm Jill Schlesinger.
Meanwhile, healthcare and business services led U.S. job gains in November, with more than 40,000 jobs added at hospitals, physicians' offices, and home healthcare provider agencies. Professional services, which include consultants and administrative staff, added 32,000 jobs, and manufacturing companies hired 27,000 new workers, the most in 7 months.
Meanwhile, Marlboro maker Altria Group Incorporated is taking a 45% stake in Kronos Group, a Canadian medical and recreational marijuana provider. Altria will pay out another $1.4 billion for stock warrants that would give the company a 55% ownership stake in the Toronto company.
Plus, Amazon is targeting airports now for its checkout free store expansion. Amazon has been slowly rolling out the cashierless model across the U.S. over the past couple of years and hopes to cash in with busy airport travelers.
Now turning to your political news, that is, Congressman Adam Schiff said on Face the Nation today President Trump could actually face jail time after federal prosecutors suggested the president directed illegal payments during his campaign.
This comes as Washington awaits the findings of Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. Errol Barnett is at the White House.
He may be the first president in quite some time to face the real prospect of jail time.
Democrat Adam Schiff, expected to chair the House Intelligence Committee next year, said President Trump may be guilty of felony crimes outlined in Friday's sentencing memo of his former lawyer Michael Cohen. Federal prosecutors in New York's Southern District said Cohen paid off Trump's alleged mistresses to influence the 2016 presidential election in coordination with and at the direction of President Trump, referred to as Individual 1.
There's a very real prospect that on the day Donald Trump leaves office, the Justice Department may indict him.
There's no reason to not stand by anybody in this moment.
Republicans like Senator Marco Rubio are withholding judgment.
Clearly, these are things that are to be taken into account and seriously, and I would caution everyone just continue to wait until all this plays out.
The president was asked about the development on Saturday.
As far as the report that we see, according to everybody I've spoken to, I have not read it. There's absolutely no collusion, which is very important.
I see no problem with someone running for president trying to build a hotel somewhere.
Today, Republican Senator Rand Paul defended President Trump from other allegations emerging from the special counsel's investigation. That during the election, Cohen worked with then-candidate Trump and Russian nationals on a potential hotel in Russia, described as the Moscow Project.
Now, if you were asking and saying, I will give you something in exchange for letting us build a hotel, that would be wrong. But I haven't heard any evidence of that.
The recent filings also disclose Russia offering political synergy to the Trump campaign as early as November of 2015, proposing a meeting between candidate Trump and President Vladimir Putin. While another memo charges Paul Manafort, the former Trump campaign chairman, with serial lying.
Errol Barnett, CBS News, the White House.
Coming up here at 10, it was another chilly day in West Texas, but we did get to enjoy some sunshine this afternoon. Meteorologist Joseph Neubauer will rejoin us after the break to tell us what our work week forecast is looking like. You're watching CBS 7 News at 10 Weekend.
Some of these daytime highs not going to be too bad.
Not bad at all after what we saw. It's nice to warm up a little bit.
After having high temps in the upper 30s, I think we can appreciate some 50s and even some 60s.
The cold is here to stay, though. So.
Yes, winter is here.
Winter's here. All right, well, thank you, Joseph. Marshall Kramsky's now here with us with a look at sports. Busy day, Marshall.
Busy day, and speaking of heating up, how about them Cowboys?
All
right, I got it all for you. Football from around Texas and more coming up in sports.
So, Joseph, a final look at weather?
Yeah, it's going to be cold. We'll have to watch for that freezing fog risk for southeast New Mexico. Hard freeze tonight. Going to be seeing lows in the mid to upper 20s for a lot of folks. The warm-up is going to be on before another brief cool down comes there Thursday. A few isolated rain chances. But how about them Cowboys?
How about this, Joseph? If the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, a little friendly wager, you have to shave your head.
All right. You heard it here.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
We'll see you right back here next weekend. Make it a great week.